Hey everyone. Okay, so let's get started. This is week 39. I ended up doing the Cocoa Daisy video and I was like, I called it the wrong name. I called it week 38. I think I was repeating myself there. So it's actually week 39. So yeah. So when you watch, if you guys watch that the unboxing videos, then you'll know I made a mistake on the date. Like, that's shocking. But we're all set to go. I decided, because yeah, it's fall, but you would not think so in California. In fact, we are going to be having a baby heat wave next week on the 80s and 90s. It's October, right? So you wouldn't think so. It's really like, oh, isn't that cute already? It's so cute already. Let me scoot this over because I wonder if I can get rid of the glare if I move it over a little. Okay, maybe right there. So this is using Echo Park Fall is in the Air 6x6 paper pad. When I looked at my pictures, I was like, yeah, this is just screaming at me to use fall colors, and so I did. And I love it. I am loving it. So this week we ended up, my husband and I, well, he ended up doing it because I ended up adulting. And usually, okay, I'll tell you guys, usually I do the whole first come first serve when we pay the bills. And this time I was like, okay honey, let me figure how much debt we have, you know, what because like 5 years ago we had no debt. I paid off all the credit cards, all that stuff, right? And then we decided 3 years ago that we had to get rid of our, well, I mean, not get rid of it, but we had to buy a new car because of the gas prices. That's how we ended up getting my baby car. And it was cheaper for me to have a car payment than it was paying the $500 a month in gas. And so for the Yukon. So we ended up doing that. And we had a hard time getting that loan. And so we decided then and there we got to try and build our credit, things yada yada, you know, things like that. And so we ended up we went back into debt because, you know, it's so funny, right? The world is so funny because you have to go into debt in order to prove that you can pay your bills and improve your credit. Isn't that like so backwards? Isn't that just the weirdest thing ever? So yeah, so we ended up charging a few things in order to build our credit, and that way I can make payments on time and do that whole yada yada stuff. And yeah, and so, but now I want to get us out of debt again because I think it's been enough time now that we should be fine. And in case, you know, in 2 years we want to get another car, because we'll probably end up letting Cordell use my little baby car, because eventually he's going to have to commute to school eventually. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, he seems perfectly happy riding the bus, so I don't know. But he can't stay at the community college forever if he wants a teaching degree. So, not that I'm aware of anyways. So he wants to be a history teacher. But I don't think they're going to, by the time he graduates, history is going to be wiped out. So he's better off finding a different profession, but I don't know. So, and okay, so anyways, what was I telling you? So anyways, so we decided to we've made this before a few years ago, and it's called Cowboy Candy. And it's like cowboy caviar, you know, that kind of thing. And it's a sweet, because Tim and I, we love spicy food. I mean, we love it. So the hotter the better. And we love Indian food so much because of that. The flavor and the heat, oh, so good. So this Cowboy Candy it is sweet and hot. And we left all the seeds in. So, well, Tim did, because like I said, he ended up doing it on his own. That's what I was getting at. He ended up doing it on his own while I was at the kitchen table, figuring out, you know, what we need to do in order to pay off things and, you know, things like that. So, it ended up, it ended up being funny because it was a joint effort that turned into his effort. And I didn't mean for it to go that way. It's just one thing. Well, he started bottling his beer, and then he got done, and I was still doing what I was doing, and so he's just like, oh, I'm gonna start it, and I'm like, okay, if you want. He's like, yeah, I'll just do it. And so I was like, okay. So that's how it came about too. But I did help him cut the jalapenos, so I did help a little. And yeah, and it takes minimum of 2 weeks. I mean, you can eat it right away, but you need to let it marinate. And so it takes 2 weeks, and so we finally were able to open up a jar last Saturday, I think it was. Oh, it's so good because it's so sweet but so hot. It's so good, you guys. You got to try it. It's by, oh, I have the recipe because I had to figure out what it is. It's by, well, it's called this, candied jalapenos. So just Google that, candied jalapenos. So, but yeah, so it was super good. It's worth doing, and it didn't seem to take him a long time. So this is my, I'm not going to put these because this has a lot of embellishments, this layout. So I'm not going to, you know how I don't like taking the time to put all these little, usually I do it ahead of time, but I have been busy. I have actually been busy today, and you wouldn't have thought so, but I have been. And yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys too, and then I started experimenting with making caramel apples, and I'm like, oh, I really want to perfect caramel apples. And so I started practicing this week, and I just made some more today, and I made candy apples a few days ago, and for Halloween that's what I'm going to be passing out to the neighbor kids and the family kids. We don't, where we live, we have nobody who comes up here, so it's all just people we know, so no worries about, you know, stranger danger with me. And giving kids, you know, parents don't really want to give their kids, let their kids have, you know, homemade treats like that from some stranger. So so yeah, so it's just family kids. So this was the day he was bottling his beer. Oh, can't get it. Let me see. I want to cover up that says our trip, but I'm gonna write in here bottling beer. So I'll tell you guys what's been happening too, and because of Cheyenne, Cheyenne's my daughter, in case you're new to my channel. And well, remember I told you that we were hoping for good news, and things end up happening. And well, so what ended up happening is she had emergency surgery, and this emergency surgery was because she was hemorrhaging, and she has PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and nobody in our family has this, so nobody has a history of it, but nobody has a history of Hashimoto's and fibromyalgia, and I have that. So she went in, she was hemorrhaging, it was bad, she had emergency surgery. I did not know that when they do a DNC, she wasn't pregnant or anything like that, it's just they had to scrape everything out to stop the hemorrhaging. And well, oh, there's geese. The geese have been flying over. I'm like, what is that noise? But she ended up, I didn't know that they do biopsies when they do that procedure. So we had her appointment 2 weeks later, and we went in, me and her, because it was just a follow-up, and she came into town because she had her doctor's appointment, and she came in, the doctor came in and was like, okay, so I'll take you to my office and let's talk. And it was like, okay, no problem. So we go over there into his office, and he shuts the door, and he says, well, we got back your results from the biopsy. And we're like, okay, we were both kind of, you know, tripping out because we didn't know that there was a biopsy involved. And he says, you know, you have cancer. We're like, what? I mean, mind blown. Mind blown. My 24-year-old daughter has uterine cancer. So, talk about, you know, like, whew, okay, what's going to happen? You know, that kind of thing. So, we ended up talking to him. We were all in shock. Tim was at home. I immediately texted him, told him to get down there right now. And, yeah, so we... he said it looks like it's grade 1. They call it different for uterine cancer than they do for other kind of cancers, you know, like stage 1 and stuff. They caught it in time, but they need to know more. They need to do more testing to figure out if it's spread, if she needs to have a hysterectomy, you know, things like that. So we were on pins and needles, but they started her, but the doctor who was going to see her he just went on a 2-week vacation. This was like a Wednesday, and he left on a 2-week vacation, of course, right? So, yeah, and I keep saying so, and I'm sorry about that, but trying to gather my thoughts and trying to, you know, keep calm, because, I mean, we cried, we really were horrified. And so we didn't know what to expect, and she's all alone in another town, and we were not prepared for that, so for those words. But doctor wanted her to start the cancer pills. He said this kind of cancer is not, you don't have chemo, you take cancer pills. And I was like, okay, she had to take it for 3 months, and then they'll do another biopsy and see if they got rid of it. So it's like up in the air. She started taking these cancer pills. Within a few days, she had to take like four a day. And within 4 days, she started changing. Like really changing. Like Jekyll and Hyde, scary. Okay, child, I love you, but this is getting crazy. She was treating us like crud. She was treating my mom like crud. She was treating her best friend like crud. And it was just not like her at all. She is a good girl, you know, good head on her shoulders, very polite. You know, she's been raised with manners, and next thing you know, she is just... Oh, she has a scary face on. And, well, she stopped texting us. She stopped wanting to talk to my mom, too. And her and my mom are really close. And she stopped talking to her dad. You know, her and her dad are close. She stopped talking to everybody. And it was just like, okay, give her some space, you know, things like that. Well, remember I told you not so long ago she got rid of her loser boyfriend? Well, she did what, you know, really made me upset was she took her boyfriend back. And here she was, this strong, independent woman, you know, saving up because she wanted to move to Hawaii, you know, things like she had dreams and goals. Now then she had a list of what she wanted for a man, right? Not a boy, but a man. And I was very proud of her and things like that. And she went back to this boyfriend. Well, then we ended up going last week to her appointment with the new doctor, right? And, well, she ended up, she was awful. I mean, she was awful. And she was just, you know, oh my God, the way she just talked to my mom on the phone, I was just like, oh my goodness. So I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, you know, cancer pills are really wrecking. She was like, I don't feel good. She needed antidepressants, so she started doing antidepressants, so, which was good, you know, okay, try and help counteract. And then he took her off 4 and put her on 2 a day instead. And well, then I found out that she ended up going back to her boyfriend because he was there for her. Where else is he gonna go? Hello, he's a loser. And so it was just like, oh my gosh, it's family drama. And I'm like, what the heck? We don't, you know, it's like we don't really do family drama. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, and so I ended up telling her, you know, because everybody else pussyfoots around my daughter, and around everybody, I should say, you know, and I don't. I am blunt, and I'm like, so I put her in her place, and I basically told her off, and I told her I didn't appreciate her treating me and her grandma like this, and then I told her a bad word, and all she heard was the bad word. That I called her a bad word. She didn't hear the rest of what I had to say, you know, the whole, you're treating us like crud, you know, that we're there for you, and, you know, here you were a strong, independent woman, and you went back to this loser, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, so I basically told her off, and she hasn't spoken to me since, and you know what, that's her. I made my bed, and I'm okay with it, because I don't yell at this kid for no reason, and I don't lie at all. And so nothing I said do I regret, because everything I told her was the truth. But right now she's in such limbo that she just can't hear it, and she doesn't see it. And you know, I'm sure you guys know, I love my kid. I freaking love my kids so much, and I'll do anything for them. But this was like irritating. And so yeah, so that was my little family drama, and it was a doozy, because yeah, so far I've lost my daughter, but she did. I ended up finding out from my mom, because she ended up apologizing to my mom for treating her like crud. I'm like, what about me? And so, but yeah, she hasn't forgiven me or whatever she thinks, or hasn't woken up. So I'm not worried about it, because, you know, she's old enough, and she's old enough. So it's all I can do. All I can say is just, you know, I'm here for her. If she decides she wants to talk to me, I don't hold grudges, so she can call me, and I'll be there for her anytime, any day, anytime. So not a problem. But yeah. So yeah, find out your kid has cancer, okay? And I tell my friend, I'm like, yeah, the new 24 is 12 years old, because she was bullied as a kid and as a high schooler, because she was chubby, and so she's very insecure. I mean, you guys have seen pictures of her, right? She is beautiful. She is truly a beautiful girl, but her insecurities, she went back to this boy, and I'm like, talk about like just disappointed, because she had all these hopes and dreams, and now she's back with this 30-year-old boy. So it's very, very irritating. But yeah, so that's my little drama there. Kid has cancer. Now she no longer talks to me. So there won't be pictures of her for a little bit in my PL, because yeah, she's really mad at me. And you know what? Oh well. That's all I can say is, oh well, because someone had to tell her. So, and I'm her mother, and I chose to tell her. But I kind of lost my temper too at the same time. So, so I didn't really have too much of a choice. But yeah, so I'm like, oh Lordy. But gosh dang, I love that girl. So, and she's gonna be okay. She is gonna be okay. They're gonna do a CAT scan, and they feel they got it all. So, so that's good. The initial doctor from when she had the emergency surgery, they think he got it all, and they're gonna double check in 3 months. They're gonna do another DNC. I found this all out from my mom, and so, because I mean, I've asked my mom to please keep me informed, because hello, I love this kid, and so I wanted this up higher. Yeah, so she has to, I guess she's waiting for our insurance to give the approval for her to go get a CAT scan. And then in 3 months, another biopsy, and they'll see. So she has to be on those stupid pills for 3 months. So I'm hoping that, you know, she will miss her holidays and my birthday next month. So, oh, I didn't realize it went off, that the time went off. Oh, it went past 20 minutes. I don't know what you guys, where it stopped at or not. But this is this layout. So, yeah, so she'll be okay. So far, it is staying at stage 1. So, that's good. Let me say thank you to Kai's mom, Natalie Gavin, Emma Griffiths, Farmel 77. I did not get the maker. I have the Expression Air. Scrapping Posh, Mish D, and Paula M. What do you guys think? Since I told you, it took 21 minutes of family drama. But this is my layout. I love how it came out. The dark colors are totally new for me. I mean, not new for me, but, you know, they're not my normal. So, not my everyday normal. But I love how it came out, and I'm pretty proud of it. So, I hope you guys like it. Vanna hands. So, anyways, cross your fingers that my kid will be okay and that she'll miss us enough for the holidays and start talking to us again. Because she got mad at Tim too, her dad, because he didn't stick up for her. And this was like explosive, you know, in the doctor's office. Doctor went out to go get her CAT scan paper, and I blew up at her, and he's just like, and so it was too much. And see what I mean? She's just not thinking rational. So hopefully she'll figure it out and know that we love her, and we just want what's best for her, dang it. And this boy is not it, and all this isn't. So she can do better and have more. But my lips to her ears is blocked. So anyways, family drama, you guys have been with me and from the get-go, so you guys know my children, and you know my husband, and you know me. And so I thought I'd let you know that this is what I was hoping, because we were waiting for the second opinion before I said anything, you know, to anybody. We're waiting for the second opinion, and it was confirmed that she has uterine cancer. So, yeah. Alright. So, alright guys. You take care. I'm working on week 40 right now, and I'm having fun, but trying to keep busy. We'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully you guys talk to me. That would be great and helpful. So big hugs everyone. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you in a bit. Bye.